welcome to my channel, Jessica in Progress. My name is Jessica, and in this video, we are going to be reading the August Owlcrate books, Masters of Death by Olivie Blake and Omen of Ice by Jus Accardo. Now, I am recording this like a month after I've read these books because it's taken me that long to find the energy to edit this video, but we're editing this video now and realize that we never filmed an intro. Yay! So you guys get a sneak peek at the October Halloween setup of my bookcases. Anyway, we are going to read these books. It was, so I originally read these books right after Labor Day weekend, so that's how long this has been in the works. It was not a great week for me, so we are going to see me struggling with insomnia the entire time. But anyway, I had fun reading these books. I hope you have fun watching this video. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe and all of those YouTube things to see more of me and more of me reading these books, because we're about to start reading the September Owlcrate books. So anyway, let's go ahead and hop into the B-roll as we start Masters of Death by Olivie Blake. It's a floor day, so we are in front of my old bookshelves with my high school books. Anyway, if I had used Labor Day weekend right, or what have you, we would already be done with the books. But instead, I did the video gaming, and then been playing the Phasmophobia update, you know, and then also Project High Rise. So that's been fun, a little simulation game. Anyway. We have read, I think, 150, I have a bookmark, I can tell you. I have read 130 pages of Masters of Death, and I am super enjoying it so far. It has made me laugh out loud already, like so many times. I am super enjoying Fox's character. That being said, being 130 pages into it, we are only just now entering like the setup phase. Because this thing has a cast of characters, okay? Like, you probably saw the footage of me writing all of the character names down, and then I went back and added another one. But we do have a cast of characters here, so we had to introduce all of them properly, and I think that they were introduced for the most part pretty well. We went a little bit into the background of all of their backstories, you know, and also like why they are where they are now. And then one thing I really like about this book is how it's playing with, writing style, right? So like the death chapter, the very first chapter is in first person, and then the next chapter, hello? That's probably Kara. Yeah, it's playing with writing style. So the first chapter, you know, is Death's chapter, introducing the story to you, and it's told first person, which was interesting, and then the very next chapter was second person, and I was just like, oh my god, second person. And then there's been like other little bits where it's just been like dialogue text as if it was a script, and I was like, this is reminding me of my creative writing class and I am living for it. But I enjoy the different styles that are going on in it, as well as literally all of the characters. Like, I'm enjoying all of the characters so far. Granted, we have like a surface understanding of them currently, but our main 2/3, because I'm gonna count Ghosty Boy as like a main character currently. I'm also enjoying like how all the different religions and mythologies are like playing into this, because we have like some Norse gods, we have some we have like the Greek gods, we have a bunch of other fae creatures going on. So I'm just like, oh, this has also reminded me of my D&D campaign. So I'm really enjoying it. It's very like all creatures exist, like, you know, demon, fae, siren, vampires, werewolves, all of the above, you know. But I'm super enjoying it. Again, we've barely gotten to the setup, which is that death is missing, question mark, maybe? So we'll go with that. But otherwise, it's making me laugh so much. I didn't really explain it yet. This is my first talking in front of the camera for this. I just did B-roll thinking that I was going to talk later, and then I didn't. Anyway, this book is about Viola. She is a realtor. She's also a vampire, an Aswag specifically, I believe is how it's pronounced. It's one that, like, she turns into a cat at night as well. And then there's like a thing with unborn babies. So it's about her trying to sell this big rich guy's house, right? Unfortunately, big rich guy is currently being a ghost in his own house and being like, you can't sell my house. I still live here. So she's trying to like help him move on or whatever so she can sell the house. So to do that, she enlists the help of Fox, who is Death's godson, okay? And he poses as a medium, but he is not really a medium. So we can't see the ghost, even though all of our other friends here can see the ghost. We also have a demon. We also have an angel. We also have a reaper. We also have some really old Norse guy. So, you know, it's a cast of characters, and I am enjoying it so far. I really like how all of them were introduced. Because like it's one of those that I would totally use this as an example of like, here's how you introduce a large cast of characters without it being Suicide Squad. You know, like you were able, like each character was introduced and given their own breath to be like, hi, this is who I am, without like I mean, it kind of interrupts the story, but like not really, because that's the style throughout the whole thing, and I enjoyed it. Some people might, and I get that, but I enjoy the style a lot. And like, even though it's taking probably gonna be like 150-ish pages to fully set up the plot, it's not reading slow at all. Like, I've had other books that have been like a slow start where it takes this long to build up the plot, and this, like, it could just be them talking and I would probably enjoy it. So this is my first Olivie Blake book. I have others on my shelf, but like, if this is anything to go off of, I think I'm super enjoying her. Anyway, that's this book update. Let's do some more B-roll, and I'll come back when I am either done or when something really amazing happens, because I imagine I'm also gonna get like, ooh, look at the cute stuff. Anyway, yeah. Should I turn the camera around? Is that my boy Stin? Is that a good boy? Masters of Death by Olivie Blake. What can I say other than I loved it? I absolutely loved it. Read it again to just experience it again and then write fan fiction about it. Go out, buy another copy so I can annotate it. Loved it. I loved it. I loved it. It was so cute and it was so heartwarming. And it was just, I loved it. I loved the whole cast of characters. I loved the little messages. I even loved the little repeating bits in it. I loved the non-linear storytelling of it. And it made me think and like want to discover what was going on before it would tell you, because it did this thing where it'd be like, here's a little hint, and you're just like, well, what is that? And then like 50 pages later you'd be like, oh, that's what that was. It was so good. Oh my god, I loved it. I don't know what this voice is. But I really liked it. I don't know how much I can tell you without spoiling anything, but like, it made me tear up a couple times. It made me feel really good. It made me feel a little sad. I almost dropped it. But yeah, so we follow, of course, we follow Viola. We follow Tom the Fourth. We follow we follow Fox. We follow Myra. We follow Cal. We follow Brandon. We follow Death himself. It was good. It was, go pick it up, go read it. Go read it. It was good. And then there are these little pictures in there throughout the entire book every so often. That was great. It's apparently the person who did the pictures in the book did this back cover, and now I get it a little bit more. But I still love this cover so much. And it was just interesting finding all of the little threads that were going through, because it like this synopsis that they put in front of the book, while it does describe the book, I think the description that Olivie had on her website was a little bit better, which is kind of like a murder mystery, kind of set in Chicago, kind of. And that's kind of really what it was, because you're sitting there trying to figure it all out, and it's just also really a good fun time with sarcastic little shits. And like deals being made, and you know, you lost the game. Sorry, you lost the game. Anyway, we're moving on. Our next book is going to be Omen of Ice by Jus Accardo, okay? And I believe, if I recall, this is about a bodyguard winter fae who is protecting the prince, who has like secrets, but everyone has secrets, but the prince's secret is going to be like super devastating or something. So let's jump on right back into YA fantasy. I'll let you know how it's going, probably about 100-ish pages in. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I'll be back. Read this one. Read it. Go read it right now. I loved it. Bye. Continuing not to have such a great week, but you know, it is what it is. And insomnia is still hitting. So I stayed up until like 4 a.m. yesterday, and I got to 105 pages in this. We're on chapter 11. So decent enough way in. And I just want to start off by saying that this book is fine. You know, like, it's fine. It's run-of-the-mill fantasy. It does its fae tropes. It has, you know, its similarities to other things. And I think that if you are a general romantasy reader and you love most romantasy that comes out, you'll probably really enjoy this. Me, on the other hand, I can't help but like every page to every other page, my editor brain being like, we could do this better. We could do this better. We just simple things and then it would be better. So there's a couple of problems that I'm having with it. The writing itself is fine, like it's serviceable, it's passable. It's not blowing me away or anything like that. It's just, it's there. But it's not absolutely terrible either, it's okay. One thing that I wish that we would do better is descriptions. We give us enough to build like a foundation, like girl has fire red hair and green eyes. Boy has black hair and violet eyes, which is a nice little touch. We are in a library and that bookshelf over there is more worn. And that's about as descriptive as we get. Okay, you can have the crinkle. He's got a crinkle toy now. Like we do a fine-ish job explaining ice, I think, because it's always cold there and boy has ice powers, he's full on Elsa losing control, blowing up. But the pacing is a little off to me. The tone changes instantly, like on a dime. And I don't think that we had enough development between the characters for them to be where they are. We start off with Caltina, I don't know. She is a druid human who is in the Order of the Alpine or something. Like she's an Alpine, which is this basically bodyguards. It's this whole, the druids train up their humans to go and protect fae people when they are required to do so. And she is just graduated and is sent to protect Valen, who is the heir to the throne, nephew of the current Winter Lord. Now the thing is that magic in this world has like gone away. There was this war and this great drain, so there is no magic. So it's, supposed to be a secret that Valen has it, but we learn instantly that Valen has magic and also that he can't control it. And like he can't control it in such a way that it's amazing that there are only rumors that this boy might have magic as opposed to him actually being magical, and everyone knowing. Anyway, he doesn't want a bodyguard for some reason because his last one died or whatever, and probably some other thing that we're not fully learning. And that's going to be the secret that we have. One thing that I'm a little annoyed with is he keeps being like, I don't need a bodyguard, but I have been attacked a million times in the year that I have not had a bodyguard. So, like, if you don't want to, like, kill everyone coming after you, you need a bodyguard, Anyway, I don't think we had enough of the getting to know you bit. Like, we introduce our characters and they immediately are like insta love, oh my god, they're hot, and we click and we mesh really well, and we flirt and we do all of that instantly, which, like, there is no real groundwork to their relationship. It's just there, one other thing that I think is hindering it is that it does switch POVs every single chapter. So every single chapter we flop whose POV it is. I think if we had stayed in Caltina's POV, the book would be stronger, because we are getting way too much about how Valen feels. So the reader is not going to feel any full angst. The reader knows pretty much everything immediately, and it doesn't like do anything for you. Also, all of the secrets that are supposed to be had and kept, for the most part, are immediately told to the other person, so there also isn't any angst about them keeping a secret. And even if they keep a secret, it's only for like 2 chapters before they switch it. So, you know, editor me would come to this person and be like, one thing that I think that would be stronger, especially like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to be the editor for every single person, but if this book were to land on my desk as a developmental editor, I would say try and put it mostly in Caltinia's point of view. And also, if the name thing is going to be so stressed in the first 100 pages, because Caltinia is supposed to just basically give herself up to the Alfheim, right? She's supposed to be bodyguard, that's it. No one's supposed to know who she is. And also she has this thing with her name, her real name, or her birth name. I think if we wanted to strive that home, we could have waited a lot longer before we told Valen our birth name. And also, when Valen finds out the birth name, I think that should also be when the reader finds out the birth name. Anyway, that's just like one thing that I would suggest. And also, like, keep a little bit of distance between the two, because they are immediately, like, eye-banging each other, despite the fact that they have this sigil both on them that is just like, oh, you can't fall in love, ha ha ha. You know, and that's probably going to be our main contender about whether or not these two get together, is not whether or not they like each other, it's whether or not the sigil allows them to fall in love or something, because when a fae falls in love, it's forever, and him being magical and likely like the thing that's going to save the world because he's magical, they gave him the no love sigil to stop him from being manipulated by someone trying to love him specifically because he has magic. And then the Alfheim in general, the bodyguard people, take it as part of their training. That way they don't run into any problems. Despite the fact, so if we could, it runs in better hands, it would be a good way to be like, this is romantic love and this is physical attraction. Unfortunately, in here, it's very much blurring the lines between very much blurring the lines between romantic love and physical attraction are very much blurred in here. When I think, especially given the fact that we say that the prince or whatever, Valen, is, you know, a playboy, we say that he bashes a lot of girls or a lot of women, we could definitely play more into the lust versus love aspect, but we don't really do that a lot. Again, I'm only 100 pages in, but at this point, a lot would have to be done for me to make this rating anything more than a 3. And I wouldn't be surprised if something miscommunication plotline ends up happening. Because right now, the book is also mostly dialogue. We are doing a lot of exposition world building, and I have ideas as to how we could do it better, but it's not the worst, in my opinion. Again, I just wish that we had a little bit more description, and I wish that there was a little bit more, like, building of the relationship instead of just falling right into, this is our comfortable, bickering, flirty, oh my god, they're hot, oh my god, I already noticed that they have gold flecks in their eyes. Like, it's very insta-lovey, which is a little annoying. But anyway, I'll check back in with you when the book is done. Otherwise, You could say hi to Stid. Say hi, boy. And then you can say hi to Miss Cora. She do a sleepy sleep. She do a grumpy grump. Anyway, I will try and finish this. I don't know if I'll get to it today. Finish it today. I'm hoping I will, but if I don't finish it today, I'll finish it tomorrow. Anyway, see ya in a little bit. Bye. Hey, so it's like 1 o'clock. Insomnia is hitting again. I'm gonna go through the cookie dough that I made last week a little bit. It came out a little more cakey than I'm used to. I don't know if it's because when I made it I was out of butter, so I used yogurt instead, which is a fine substitute, you know, or if it was just the recipe. I definitely needed to add more flour to it because it's way too sticky, but otherwise we're gonna try making muffin tin cookies. Now supposedly you could just put cookies, I mean not supposedly, like you totally can, just put cookies in your muffin tin, butter it or something, that way they come out a little better. These cookies stuck to the parchment paper the last time I made them, so I was gonna use leftover Christmas cupcake things, and I'm gonna grease them, and then I'm just gonna make little cookie muffins. So I'm just gonna make little cookie muffins and then call it a day. So we'll see how those turn out. You know, worst case scenario. Like, I wasn't a fan of this cookie dough as dough either. So yeah. Okay, sorry if the background noise is too much for this. I've been like putting off filming this for like 4 days, and it's finally doing a rain, so yay. Anyway, I have decided to DNF Omen of Ice. I stopped at page 231, so I got pretty far into there, and then when I stopped I was like, I gotta at least, you know, see how it ends. So I also read like the last 4 chapters of it because they're tiny-ish chapters. So the thing is that I think it's fine, you know, like it's fine. I really like the premise, and I think in other hands or with like a better team helping the writer, it could have been a much better book. The execution is just where it kind of falls for me, because again, like the idea in here is very solid and very good. Let me put it up here so you can see it. Like, it's a very solid idea. It just wasn't hitting for me. The pacing was a little all over the place. The tone was inconsistent. And then I also didn't like how the character, I wouldn't say developed, because they came to you fully formed and didn't really change at all or anything. All they did was learn things, but like not in ways that I would have done or in ways that I found satisfying. So there's that. It's very much one of those books that makes me be like, am I too old for YA? Like, do I need to move on? And I know that that's almost true, like, but like there are some that are really good. This is just one of those, like, it would be earlier YA for me. Like, it's honestly a lesser ACOTAR. You know, and it is what it is. Some people also say, because I was reading reviews on it to see what was going on, and a lot of people also say that the two main characters remind them a lot of the Cruel Prince characters, and it's basically just those personalities recasted. So if you like ACOTAR or Cruel Prince, I think this will be a fine read for you. But again, I don't think that the execution was all that there. Otherwise, again, like, I think it would be fun to edit this book. Like, I would love to go in and, like, here's how I would fix it, you know? But yeah, that's really all I can say on it. I do want to touch on one thing and go back to Masters of Death by Olivie Blake. I think my initial reaction to it is correct still, but I want to dive deeper into me being like, I want to write fan fiction about it. And I think it's because it just, and we're gonna get a little spoilery in it right here, I guess. So if you want to skip off and like click off the video now, that's fine. But I didn't fully enjoy how everything wrapped up with a nice little bow at the end. I would have appreciated like some open-endedness, or at least not perfect happy ending, because it either would leave more to the story, or, you know, even if she doesn't want to ever return to it, that's fine. But I think the closed ending that we got is a little unsatisfactory. And it makes me want to do more, especially since I liked Violet the most, or Viola the most, and I also liked Isis the most, but obviously they weren't like the focus of the story. The focus of the story was Fox and Brant. And I just wanted to explore the other characters a little bit more, because I think the characters are decently well enough developed. It's just too small. I mean, it's a large scale story, but at the end of the day, it's a standalone, and it's too small for the large cast of characters that we have, especially when we're being as ambiguous about what's going on for the first half of the book, and especially with like it just being, we all seem to be connected somehow to do this one thing, as opposed to like it would have been a really cool heist book, I think, like cast of characters. I don't typically read heist book. Well, I mean, I haven't read a heist book in a while, but like, I just feel like the characters that I liked the most were very underutilized, which is why I immediately was like, I want to write more for this story. So overall, the book picks for August, were okay. Like I said, the YA one is passable. It's fine. Like, if you want to read it, go for it. I'm not going to stop you from it, but I'm also not going to say that you absolutely have to. With Masters of Death, I think it was a fun little writing exercise. I would have liked more from it. I would have loved more from it. And I still do really like it. But sitting on it for like a week, I've kind of started picking up stuff where I was just like, oh, I wish we had done this. Oh, I wish we had done this. Oh, here is a flaw, you know. But overall, I still really loved Masters of Death. Like, you can be critical of the works that you love, yeah, you know. I am ready to move on to other books. I'm still, I don't know, we'll figure it out. Anyway, that's it. Yeah. The books were fine. They were fine. Like, you know, a 5-star. And if I had to rate it, because I did get really, really far into Omen of Ice, I would rate it like 2.5. You know, 2.5 is probably a stretch. I didn't finish it, but like the idea was solid. It's just the execution was not super there. Anyway, that is that. Let me know if you read the books and what you think about them. Do you get Owlcrates, you know? And do you read the Owlcrates, or do you just kind of like let them sit there? it was a fun little thing. I don't know how much longer I'll be getting the YA Owlcrate. I'll definitely finish out the year, but after that, I don't really know. But I am enjoying the adult ones so far. Granted, we've only had 2 books, and I hated the first one. But yeah. Anyway, my name has been Jessica. Puppies are on the couch. I'm so glad it's raining, even though it's still 90 degrees outside. And remember, we're all in progress. Goodbye.